On this mini episode of 716 Outdoors TV, we visit our sponsor Belmont Archery as Jim Bolzan unveils a brand new line of bows.
The color options in Darton are the solid earth tone type colors. With these cams, they offer a 32-inch axle bow. Anybody that shot these I've got zero complaints out of all the ones we sold so far. So here we have Prime's new flagship bow for this year. It is their carbon, I guess you want to call it hybrid bow. It's carbon riser or carbon rods in the riser, and then aluminum in the other spots. It's a 34-inch axle-to-axle bow. Weights available from 40 to 80 pound limbs, max weights. It's 26 to I believe 30.5-inch draw, adjustable with your mods. It still has the core mod, or the core cam, I should say. And then they also changed to a rigid cable roller instead of the flex guard that they had. So the next one is the Prime RVX Plus. So again, it has the core cams. It has the Picatinny mount, which also the Form has. It's actually molded into the riser here, where this one is bolted on. They both have the integrated QAD system that many other integrated rests will work. Hamskea has a mount that you can attach to this and then mount a Hamskea rest onto it. Has the rigid guard. This is a 34 axle-to-axle bow. Again, adjustable, 26 to I believe 30.5-inch draw, 40 to 80 pound limbs available. Next one up is Prime's RVX Plus. This is a 32-inch axle-to-axle bow. It's the same exact bow as a 34. It's just different axle-to-axle length. Has the same features: the core cam, the integrated systems, the solid roller guard, same poundage, same draw lengths available. This one is in the Mossy Oak Bottomlands camo, and there's a whole bunch of different camo patterns that Prime offers. All right. Next one up is the Prime Ronin. That's a 34-inch axle-to-axle bow. This is their midline price point bow. A little bit different riser than the RVX. Still has the core cam. Still 40, 80 pound limbs. This has a flexible roller guard instead of the rigid. Draw lengths are 26 to 30.5. And this is available in same colors as the RVXs, camo and solid colors. We'll skip that one because that one's last year's. So now we're on to Darton. This is the Consequence 2 from Darton. This is their midline price point bow. This bow is 26 to 31.5-inch draw. It's a 30-inch axle-to-axle bow, 40 to 80 pound limb options. Their color options in Darton are the solid earth tone type colors, stone gray. This is flat dark earth. They have an OD green and a black, but you can also get this Consequence 2 in Mossy Oak Bottomlands. That's the only camo pattern that they offer in this bow. It has their new cam with their timing marks on it. So with these cams, they also offer a speed mod, which will gain you 6 feet per second by changing the mod from the comfort mod to the speed mod. The sequel and the Consequence 2 have the same cams on them. The sequel is their flagship bow.
Now, what's the difference between the speed mode and the comfort mode? Is like, let off or?
The let off will be the same. You can change the let off too. Like these are like 87% is what they come from the factory, but they give you a smaller string stop to go to 75%. But why anybody would want to go down and hold weight or go up and hold weight is beyond me. So if you're shooting 70 pounds, you hold like 13 or something like that, at 87%, whatever the math figures out. But at 75%, you're going to hold 20. So why you would want to hold more weight, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me, but there is guys that like to hold more weight. But the speed mod, it makes the cam more aggressive, basically. So you're gonna gain speed. But when you gain something, you also have to give something up. So it's a little bit harder draw. Like these draws, all these bows, whether it's a prime or darting, are extremely smooth drawing bows. Extremely smooth drawing bows. So when you start putting speed mods on, you take some of that, you get more of a peak in a valley than you do without them. You're going to gain 6 feet per second, but really, are you going to notice that 6 feet per second? That deer ain't going to notice any difference.
Right.
You know what I mean? I should have said too that these are coming now. The new RVX Plus and the Form are coming with, you can order or get speed mods for them. They haven't come in yet, but they're coming. So you could actually gain 6 feet per second or 5 feet per second, whatever the heck it is, 7, something like that, with these as well. So again, I don't know. I'm old enough now, and my shoulders are old enough that I'd rather have this nice smooth draw and maybe shoot a little bit lighter arrow if you want more speed or more poundage. Like that one is 70 pounds, and I'm shooting 70 because I'm shooting such a heavy arrow. I like that 65, 67 pound range. My shoulders are much happier than 70.
Yeah.
But I kept it at 70 to get that, just that little bit more speed out of it. But yeah, back to that. I had an RVX 32 that was here in the shop, and then this come in, and I was debating on what to set up for a hunting bow. And I was like, I really like the looks of that bow. I said, I'm going to set that up. And then I thought, well, on a business standpoint, that bow is going to sell a lot faster than that bow, price-wise. So I set up that RVX 2, the RVX 2 to hunt with. And then the day before I left for Maine, a kid came in and bought it. So I scrambled around, got my darting ready to go, to go to Maine with. But that's my... And then I ordered, when I was in Maine, I ordered 3 more. I ordered that one, this one, and then that one Ronin. And then I set this one up to hunt with. That's my hunting setup. So, and I really, really like it, even at 70 pounds. I mean, it's super nice to draw. It's a great shooting bow. I wish I would have killed something with it to see how everything performed, but
Next time.
yeah. And I might, in the end, if somebody wanted that one, sell that one and set something else up. I like my bows. I mean, that's why I'm shooting them, is because I like them. But if somebody wants them, I'll just order another one and something else. I don't really care. My wife's always giving me hell. Why you keep selling your shit? And I was like, because I can get a brand new one. Why not? I can get a brand new one and shoot it. I really like this form. I'd really like to shoot it. I'm going to shoot it. Whether I'm going to keep one or not, I don't know. But I like this form. It's nice and light. A nice balance to it. So lastly, we have the Darton Sequel ST2. They've come up. It's kind of the same bow as last year, riser-wise, but they put a whole bunch of tuning features into this new sequel. The cams are the same cam, like I say, as on the Consequence 2 with the speed mod adjustability. The integrated rest mount on the back. They have not come out with an integrated pick rail for your sight. But as far as for tunability, this bow has probably got some of the stuff on it that it's innovation that we've never seen before. So instead of shimming your cams like you normally would to get your cam lean to help tune your bow, you actually change the pressure on your limbs. So you would add, if your bow is shooting one way or the other, you would add pressure to one limb to compensate that and tune that bow instead of shimming it. You can still shim these cams, but most everything you're going to do with pressure on your limbs to change how it shoots. The other thing is timing. So this is something that's, as a pro shop, is going to be very handy for us when we go to time these bows. We can look at these bows and you can see the timing marks. You know, so a guy buys one, 6 months, comes back in just to check it over. We check it over, we can look at it, make sure that's in the timing marks. If it's not, all we need to do is loosen this set screw here, and then we can twist each cable individually, an eighth of a turn, quarter of a turn, whatever we got to do to put this back into time. We don't have to press it and try to twist the cable by hand, which, I mean, you're either going to get a full twist or half a twist. Sometimes that's either too much or not enough. You can never really fine tune. This is going to eliminate that and be able to fine tune this thing wherever you need it to. Darton has also changed this year their string manufacturer. They're not building them in-house like normal. They're going to build them. There is a manufacturer that's building them for Darton. They won't tell us who's building them, what string company it is, but it is an individual string company that's building these strings for Darton. So this bow here is special to me in a few different ways. Having a son that's in the military, it kind of brings a whole new light to a lot of different things. This is their Folds of Honor edition. So anybody that's not familiar with Folds of Honor is a organization that gives scholarships to fallen military personnel, to their families, to their children, their wives, and such. I believe it also extends into the police, fire, and rescue as well. So Darton teamed up with them to make this edition of their bows with the multicam and the Folds of Honor stuff on their limbs. And part of the proceeds from each sale goes to the Folds of Honor organization. So this one is actually my wife's bow. I have one coming for myself as well. And I think it's a great thing to give back to those guys, those men and women. So yeah, if you guys are looking to try out some new bows, definitely come in and give us a shot and see what we got to offer.
Now, for anybody that might not be overly familiar with the types of bows that you have up here, they're more used to, say, a Bowtac, a Matthews, a Hoyt. What would you say is the selling point of these over any of those other brands?
So I used to shoot Hoyt. I've shot Hoyt. I've shot Bowtech. I never was a big Matthews fan. They're all great bows. They're all great bow companies. I think that there's a lot of features in these bows that are in there are other bows out there that are the same or better. Like I said, this whole tuning thing is something new that nobody has come with ever. Prime with their center grip technology. I've always been a favor more of the smaller companies than the big companies. Like I say, they all make great, fantastic bows. I don't believe there's really a bad bow out there. It's just kind of on what everybody prefers. Darton's been around for, I think, 75 years. They were super, super popular years ago, and they kind of fell off, and they're making a huge comeback. And price point wise, these bows are even a little bit cheaper than the big manufacturers. And I think they're just as good with just as many options and things like that. So that's my thoughts on it. You know, everybody's got their preference, and I respect that. But if anybody that shot these I've got zero complaints on all the ones we sold so far. So